Hello and welcome to the Treasured Page. I'm Melanie and this is our quiet crafting space. Today I'm just going to be quiet working in my journal. I love to do that. I love to take the time and have a little play with the papers and just see what happens. I'm taking some ink today, which is Oxide in frayed burlap from Tim Holtz, and I'm just going to play with my stencils. So I've got a lovely script stamp here. And I'm just going to gently put some colour down. And the purpose of this video is just to go through some of the pages and just prepare a few more pieces, few areas, and then see what might work and what might fit where. I'm using a makeup brush for this, and that gives me a really nice effect, which works quite nice with the brown that is in the map. And it's just nice to use this vintage style script scroll Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous stencil. And then that's quite busy, but what I'm going to do is put another, I might use this on another page. So I'm planning on putting something else there, like a pocket, so we'll come back to that. I just want to use this stamp further back in the journal, and I think I'm going to put it here. And what's also a really good idea is, because it can slip and slide, I'm just going to put a bit of washi tape. And then I haven't got to put quite so much pressure on everything. It should just stay put. That's great if you've got one that you've already inked all over, because you don't really want that on your fingers. I could put another bit of tape there, and certainly down there, but I think that's going to work for what I want. So it's moving about a little bit, but it's not enough to interfere with the image that's coming through. And then we can just flip it over and see how we like it. And with washi tape, it's low tack, so that's where it's good when it's low tack, because you can just move it down one. And I'll just put a little bit on the bottom there, just to tie that up, and then we can come over and just put a bit down here. So I seem to have got a bit of a repeat pattern here, which is quite nice. Working over myself, and just gently put that down. And I think if I had a white colour, that would go over quite nicely over the dark black bit that I've got there. It's not really showing up. Put in the top there. Oh, and we need to that's it. That's good enough. That's fine. We can see the join, but only if we're being very particular. This is just a background. So what I had thought is I'm going to put my tickets down here. These came from the kits that I have shown you. That's what I want to do, but it does now look a bit busy. So that was my idea, but it actually looks quite busy. Okay. I'm going to put those over there, but I think I'd like to just mute it with the tissue paper I've got here. So I'm thinking I'm going to just glue that down with a stick glue. And then I'm just wondering whether it will be nice crinkled up. So we'll find out. So this could be it is shoe paper. This is the packaging paper that you get out of shoes and handbags, anything like that. or even, you know, I can't think now. Actually, I think I bought some mugs for the kitchen and saved some gift wrap paper, or it was stuffed inside to stop it from breaking in transit. Right, I'm going to put my glue stick down here. I'm hoping that'll be okay, not smudging. Looks pretty good. And this is where Yoo-hoo comes into its own. It grabs onto the tissue paper nicely. Let's put that down. Oh, that's okay. And we are getting a bit of a crinkle, so that's nice, isn't it? Okay, so we're just going to cut this off. Right. So I'm working in the French Linen Botanical Journal. Just cutting a bit of this edge off while I'm here, actually. And this is a journal that is largely becoming a lot about the botanical aspect of it, but it started life with the idea that there would be linen and materials going through it. So I would like to bring an element of that in, and we'll have a look over the next few days at some various fabrics and ways in which we can display fabrics and snippets of fabrics in the journal as well. I think that's nice. The glue's not wet enough to shift that ink, so it seems to be staying put. And now these will pop off the page. So these are part of the digital kit on my Ko-fi account. You can have a look on my page there. The link is below. And I'm just going to show you how I did that. So they came in a sheet. I've cut them out. They have been backed for a bit of strength, which is great. I initially thought they might be journaling cards, but then we had a look at cutting through to make a window, and we've put the botanical image that comes with the kit on the backing there, and it pokes through and it looks really good, I think. I'm just going to use my 1-inch hole punch, this is. So we just want to go not quite half and punch out a dip. And then just find something to emphasize that bit there. Okay, that's great. So then I'm going to put something in all of those. So I've got to get them lined up. And I just want to glue them down on the edges. I'm going to use a stronger glue. I'm using 3-in-1 today. And I'm going to go all the way around, all 3 sides. And we're just going to relax into this and just build up the pages and see if we can get it all to come together a little bit more. I'm not worrying if there's glue seeping out here. I just want it straight, really. Let's just put that there. That's quite a good weight. Just to get that glue to stick down. So I'm going to go round again and do the same on the other 2. So that's that. Now, what I had thought is I want to put journaling space in here. I'm going to use my packaging paper. This is just a cardboard cereal box. So I'm going to take my 1-inch hole punch and just create some circles. I've also got a little notepad here. It says it's vintage images. Some of them are lovely. I've got this butterfly one, and I just thought it's very, very busy. A bit too busy for me, but this is where I like to punch out things from a busy pattern and calm it down by taking one area or one element. So there I've taken the brown butterfly, and I could do the same there again, but I might be able to get this blue one. Hunting for butterflies. And that one. Okay. So this idea is I think I better go for a stronger glue, and I'm just going to stick on the shiny marketing side. That's the side that would face out on a packet, and then the inside is there. So I'm just covering that up to create a little button, little card, little disc. Oops. And the idea is that they're going to slot there like pulls, and we need to put them on a card, so that's what's happening. And there's our little buttons, really cute. I'm wanting it to fit in there, so we want to have it narrow enough to just slot in easily. I think that will be okay. Let's go again. That would be great. And then I'm just going to fold it in half so we get where the half is, and that should be perfect. Look at that. All right, so then I'm going to cut it in half on the line. And then we are going to add a butterfly. But we'll just have a look what I've got. So I've got the backing cards here, which is just my cereal packet cut into 3. And we take one of the little envelopes and pop it on. And what that will do is it will just strengthen it up so that it can make it all the way through to the end of where we're trying to send it, and then from here it opens out and it's backed onto a nice card so it stays straight. And actually that's very nice because you've got a little bit there that you can write on without it being too fragile. And once you've taken it out, you could even fold it round, write on that and just keep going, or you bring that round and you'll be able to write on it all the way around using that card idea. And then that might be quite nice to put a script stamp on it, so I'll probably do that, but I'll just get these underway. I've got one there, so I'm just going to finish that one off, and we'll get the butterflies in position. Maybe even rounded corners might be nice. Okay, rounded corners. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's the secret. Rounded corners, yeah, because otherwise it's going to get caught. Well, it might not. It's just that the pockets are narrow, so that will help guide it through. A little bit delicate, I suppose, but fun and worth it. And get that in place. And then really what you could do if you wanted to is once they're all stuck, that will be your pull-out point. Just a little bit of ink if you want to. A little bit of ink going around just to age it up, and maybe around the butterfly as well, just for a finished look. And you could then have fun decorating that. A piece of washi tape or a sticker or something. It'd have to be flat. Oh, they're really good, really interactive, so we can still have fun and play with them in the journal and ink them and do things. So that's really nice. So these are specimen cards. They're obviously now artistic license and embellished, but you would be able to add information there. And then what might be quite nice if you had some goal or something you were trying to do, you could have the date, you could put what the goal is, and then that be the information of working towards it. That's a nice idea. It could be something that you're just going to journal for 3 weeks on a particular topic, or or a 3-month program of something that's going on. It's just interesting ideas. Right, very plain page up there, isn't it? So I think we want to think about something there to tie that in. We've got some black and white going on. I'm thinking maybe a nice collage or some book page. So I might just think on that for a minute. I'll come over here. I've got this going on. I found this scrap of digital kit. And then we've got this, which could become, we could cut that off or we could turn it over. Let's have a quick look. Well, I think that's nice turned over. It is quite nice that it's not quite to the top. So perhaps if that was backed with card, that would become a little tuck, potentially. So I think that's a nice idea for me. We'll leave that. That's a nice bit there now. Looking good, looking good. Not happy with that, not happy with that. Middle page is always just quite nice left sometimes, I think. That's fun. Not happy with that. Want something to do there. Something needs to go on here. It's quite nice to just put a paper in here and there. This one's also nice. This is also from the same place. We're having a look at this page now. The glue has dried and that's all looking rather scrumptious. I have made, in our previous video, my dyed papers playlist, you'll find how to dye these offcuts, which we did the other day. And I'm just going to take 2 of the avocado dyed papers, and these are my tea stain. So just if you have been following along with this and you saw me using the dye bath method where I submerge the papers in tea, you are going to need to have an 80 GSM paper weight or more. So 120 would be great, 80 would be great. Anything less than 80, it's going to disintegrate. If you're using a eco paper or something that's very porous, something that is recycled paper that's rough to the touch, it is going to possibly tear. And even my one's teared under when I was using a rubber glove. You have to be really, really careful with it. So if you found that you tried to dye the papers and some of them tore, that happens. That's part of it. No, not every single one is going to come out perfectly, but that is also something to embrace. So you may find that you end up with little bits like this that have come away, and those are absolutely perfect for collage. I mean, we can't get that. That looks like a really aged fragment of paper. So if you get things like that, torn bits that come out of your dye bath, and you think, oh no, just dry them, put them in the oven or something, and just get them all dried up, and then they are absolutely perfect for any kind of vintage crafts when it comes to putting some texture down on the paper. So, you know, those are bits that have come off of my casualty papers, if you like, and they are brilliant. I kept them for the purpose of collage. So I'm just taking 2 sheets here, and I'm going to just create a little notepad, some glue along the top, and stick one on top of the other and match it up. So we've got that. And this is another little card from my digital kit available on my Ko-fi page, I'm just going to off-center it at the top so it's sticking up like that. And then I'm turning this over. We've got the glue up there. I'll just add a little drop more. And I'm going to just run a bead of glue all the way along and stick that down so that that is the top, and we get the peep through and everything is stuck. And then we come round here and get a tearing ruler and we'll just tear away. And just tear that away. That's it. And I think that's okay. I just made that it slightly narrower because I like this pattern to be seen behind. I'm quite happy with that. Happy with the edge, and put a little ink on it. But that's just a nice little writing sheet, and also you could put some pictures or things there for some hidden journaling. So we've got that. I might like a little flower there, or both, maybe. Why not? It jumped out at me. Perhaps just a very quick collage. See what we've got in the way of something. Because I just want to hide that up. So this is jumping out. Let's have that. And maybe this. So that goes down like that. That's just a little bit of ephemera somebody sent me, and then I had the vintage dictionary book, which is a Spanish dictionary. I can see grocer, grocery, groat. Let's just sort of not think about it and just put it like that. And then we'll bring in the fabric and just a slightly stronger glue. And I'm quite keen to bring in a bit of sparkle. This could be a little sample piece from one of these places. That's nice. Like that. Just using what's jumping out at me from the tray. A little bit of napkin, that's quite sweet. And this is great for napkin because you can just about spread it over there. It's a creamy enough glue just to glide over. I do like that about it, doesn't tear, didn't tear. That goes down there. So there's a little collage there. It just hid a mark on the paper, which I thought was a bit too strong, really. It was detracting. So we've now got writing space up there. That's natural where it's gone into an oven and it's been baked. It's hit the rack and it's created that lined effect there. And then, you know, I'll have to think of something for that page. And then we've got this page as well, which I might put another writing pad in or something. So we could have a writing pad in there in a different colour tones. And then finally, I just really want to put this bird down somewhere because he has just been floating around the desk and he's rather lovely. And I think it works there with this background of the botanical leaf. It's behind glassine paper, can't really see it, but with the bird there, it gives it a bit of a backdrop. So I think he'll be at home there. I think that will be quite nice, and I'll just simply glue him down. So thank you very much for writing in, for those that recognise that flower as borage, which I thought it was, and the name that I just couldn't grab the other day was starflower, and I just couldn't think of it. Starflowers. So yes, that's how I know that. And I think that's, you know, it's a lovely name, and I just couldn't remember it. But it isn't that, it's that one there is like borage, starflower. Yeah, very beneficial, and the bees absolutely love it because the nectar replenishes really quickly within the plant, so it gets this energy boost. That's why it's good to grow, and we don't have enough of it growing wild. It's native to Europe because yes, I looked it up too. And yeah, beneficial in skincare. Just there's a little mark there, so I'll try and trap it over the top, and that is down. This is a bird, I believe, from Roxy Creations. Rachel's one of her birds. That's always very strong, bold colours and images, and I just think that works well because that's the colours bouncing off there. Okay guys, so just a little catch up on what we did today. I've got the stencil there in the background, which is quite strong and bold, but it's sort of works with what's going on this double page. I've got a wax paper bag, which was made using a napkin with glue that created false rice paper, and then I have put vintage dictionary and a botanical image there. That's one of Lisa Heinzel's digikits, and it's sort of blended in, and then over the top is another piece of napkin, which is a backing napkin, and how I created that and the paper and absolutely everything to do with that is all in a playlist. And I did use scented glue, so yeah, it's still got a lovely smell to it, that one. It's nice to add scented pieces to your journal as well if you can. So I will leave the link for that pop up. And yeah, we've got a few blank pages here. This one wants, I'm going to do a big tag, and this, I think we might have that up there. This is the ephemera holder. So if you've been following along on the journal, you will have seen how to make all of these things. And if you'd like to look it up on the French Linen Botanical Journal playlist, you'll be able to find everything there. So we can now got a little bird. We've got this. These are just focal point pages, but you could put the journaling paper inside the bag. That's actually quite perfect. Changes the look of it. I don't think that's going to bother me. That's okay, so we'll keep that. Another image from the digital kit. You can have a look at the Ko-fi and see if you want to download that. It's quite a lot of bits in there, really. Let's just tuck that on the top. So it's fun just going through because you sort of spot things and you can embellish them. So that's to do. And then the other pages that we did today were the wallpaper, just covering it in the wallpaper effect. That's a printout, but that could have been journaling paper that you had for paper craft. A little flip over there, which I think I might stick down or back or do something with. And then we can tuck things in like that. keep that there as an idea. Yeah, and that's to do. And then a little collage that's there. And this. So these are dry now. Whee. Lovely papers that fold open and you can have your journaling space there. It's quite fun with the rounded bit at the bottom. Little envelope and in it goes. Sweet, love it. Okay guys, so thanks very much for watching, and above everything else, just slow down and make crafting time for you. Bye bye now.